a tale of intrigue and transformation in the heart of the South Caucasus. It has long since fallen out of the headlines, and the conflict over the territory of Nagorno-Karabakh appears no closer to resolution than when the worst of the fighting ended 6 years ago. But here's where our story takes a twist. It's September 19th, a day that changes everything, as Azerbaijan launches a lightning-fast offensive seizing Nagorno-Karabakh, an enclave with an Armenian soul. In 1923, a story began in the heart of the Soviet Union, where Nagorno-Karabakh, a land predominantly Armenian, found itself under the roof of the Azerbaijan Soviet Socialist Republic. Fast forward to 1988, when Nagorno-Karabakh's regional legislature declared a bold intention to join the Republic of Armenia, despite being officially located in Azerbaijan. With the Soviet dissolution in 1991, both Armenia and Azerbaijan emerged as independent states, and Nagorno-Karabakh seized the moment to declare its own independence. In 1994, Russia stepped in as a mediator and negotiated a ceasefire called the Bishkek Protocol. This brought an end to the active conflict, leaving Nagorno-Karabakh in a de facto state of independence with its own self-proclaimed government in Stepanakert. However, it remained deeply connected to Armenia, not just politically but economically and militarily as well. This is a complex tale of territorial shifts, ethnic tensions, and the lasting echoes of history, all played out in a region where borders and allegiances are far from simple. The echoes of conflict, Nagorno-Karabakh's unending struggle, ceasefires and clashes, the tumultuous journey. Since the ceasefire of 1994, what was supposed to be an enduring peace was instead marked by sporadic clashes. Armenian and Azerbaijani troops engaged in a complex dance of attack drones, shelling, and special operations, keeping the region on edge. The situation reached a boiling point in early April 2016, with the most intense fighting since the ceasefire, leading to hundreds of casualties. After 4 days of fierce combat, both sides agreed to cease hostilities. But the peace didn't hold. Talks broke down, accusations flew, and tensions remained at the breaking point. The autumn of conflict fast. Forward to September 2020, a season of cross-border attacks ignited a devastating conflict along the Azerbaijan-Nagorno-Karabakh border. More than 7,000 lives were lost, and countless more were wounded. Despite international pressure to negotiate, both Armenia and Azerbaijan initially refused and pledged to keep fighting. The stakes soared as both sides escalated from cross-border shelling to heavy weaponry. A struggle for resolution efforts for a lasting solution led by the Minsk Group of the Organization for Security and Cooperation in Europe have repeatedly fallen short. Created in 1994 to address the dispute, this group, co-chaired by the United States, France, and Russia, has organized negotiations between Armenia and Azerbaijan. While they've managed to secure ceasefires, the core territorial issues remain unresolved. Dangers on the horizon, the looming threats, the precarious peace. As mediation efforts stumble, the specter of ceasefire violations and renewed hostilities casts a dark shadow over the region. The South Caucasus, already a tinderbox of tensions, teeters on the edge. A full-scale conflict between Armenia and Azerbaijan could unravel the fragile balance, spelling disaster for the entire region. Global ripple effects. The ramifications of such a conflict are not limited to the borders of these nations. The South Caucasus holds a crucial role in the world of energy, with Azerbaijan being a major producer of about 800,000 barrels of oil daily. Any upheaval could disrupt oil and gas exports to Central Asia and Europe, sending shockwaves through global energy markets. A web of commitments. Russia stands committed by treaty to defend Armenia in case of military escalation. Meanwhile, Turkey has vowed unwavering support for Azerbaijan. These pledges, rooted in geopolitics, raise the stakes in the region. The United States' vocal backing of Armenia, along with Russia's ongoing involvement in the Ukraine conflict, creates a volatile mix of factors that could serve as a pretext for escalation, further complicating peace efforts. New mediators on the block. With the United States and Russia's influence waning as impartial mediators, the European Union, led by European Council President Charles Michel, has stepped into a more active role. Can they navigate the complex web of interests and tensions to secure peace? The stakes are high, and the path to stability in the South Caucasus remains precarious. Azerbaijan's provocation. In a bold move, Azerbaijan launched attacks on several locations inside Armenian territory, forcing the evacuation of more than 2,700 civilians. Accusations flew between Armenia and Azerbaijan, each blaming the other for igniting the violence. Russia, amidst its focus on the Ukraine conflict, claimed credit for mediating a truce, but it proved fragile. Nancy Pelosi's visit. In the days that followed, U.S. Speaker of the House of Representatives Nancy Pelosi led a congressional delegation to Armenia, demonstrating a renewed U.S. commitment. She strongly condemned Azerbaijan's illegal and deadly attacks, but Azerbaijan dismissed her remarks as Armenian propaganda. December 2022, Lachin corridor crisis. Azerbaijani activists occupied the Lachin corridor, ostensibly protesting environmental degradation caused by illegal mining in Nagorno-Karabakh. However, suspicions arose that these protesters had state backing from Baku. They blocked all traffic except for Red Cross and Russian convoys, leading to severe shortages and rationing for residents in Nagorno-Karabakh. April 2023. Azerbaijan's checkpoint move on. April 23, 2023, Azerbaijan opened a checkpoint on the highway, claiming it was necessary to intercept and deter military shipments from Armenia to Nagorno-Karabakh. The protests ended, suggesting that the true objective was to block Armenian passage. May and June 2023. Diplomatic flurries. In a flurry of diplomacy, the United States, European Union, and Russia hosted peace talks. Progress was reported, and Armenia recognized the entire Nagorno-Karabakh region as the sovereign territory of Azerbaijan. In return, Armenia called on Azerbaijan to acknowledge its internationally recognized territorial boundaries and protect the rights of ethnic Armenians in Nagorno-Karabakh. Protests erupted in Yerevan, Armenia, as concerns grew for the safety of ethnic Armenians in the disputed territory. The status of around 120,000 ethnic Armenians hangs in the balance, with some fleeing to Armenia, fearing persecution, and others demanding security guarantees before surrendering their weapons. The situation remains fragile, and the future remains uncertain. What are your thoughts on this? Let us know in the comments section below. If you liked today's video, then leave a thumbs up and do not forget to subscribe to the channel. See you again soon in another video.